So a woman made you leave England?
Yeah, because I didn't even want to marry her, to be honest. Basically, I was going to Thailand all the time, having a great time. Because when you work in a school, you get that 6 weeks off in the summer. So it's like, all right, I'll go to Thailand, just there for a few weeks, great time, come back to England and stuff. I had a few relationships in England, but then I went to Cuba one time with a couple of friends from ends, and met a girl there, and went to stay with a family in the middle of Cuba, bro. This place is country, and there's no cars. There's horse and carts. Back then there's no internet. It was another world, bro. Like the first time I met a family, they just killed a chicken right in front of me. The chicken's running around. No word of a lie. Running around, headless chicken. That's where that expression comes from. When you kill a chicken. I never knew that. I'm from. We don't have chickens where I'm from. It just starts running around in that. I'm like, oh my days. So we got pigs in the yard. So that's the way they make money in Cuba. Cuba's communist. They're like, if you pay $20 a month, that's a standard wage. I remember giving our auntie $10.
Whoa. Time out. What do you mean $20 a month?
Correct.
Are you serious?
That is the wage, $18 to $20. If you're a security guard, you work at the school, you're earning about that. So teachers give that stuff up. So they've got two currencies. So they've got their national currency, which is like tourists don't even see that currency most of the time. And then the Cuban kind of currency that's linked to the dollar.
Or puck?
Yeah.
Is it the puck?
Yeah, I think it's Cook. Cook is the one that's linked to the dollar. The nationals, which is the one that's like there's about 40 nationals to $1, something like that. I remember giving her uncle $5 in the book, and he had never seen it before. He didn't even know what I was giving to him. This is an old man, never seen that before. Like they're working in the fields for a few dollars. The food is kind of subsidized, so they get a certain amount of rice, a small amount of chicken and meat, beans or whatever per month. Yeah. And they're living off that, and then everyone's got a hustle on the side. So they might have pigs, they get baby pigs, fatten them up. I even bought pigs, you know what I mean, for the family type of thing. I saw a bit of them, but that's another story. And they fatten them up over time, and then you sell the pigs, when they're bigger. And people eat them and that, sell the meat and stuff like that. People do that with chickens as well. So I remember they worked in an ice cream factory. They used to like steal ice cream, big kind of like, and then sell like the cups of ice cream. I gave them a PlayStation 3, They would then like for a few dollars or $50 or something, whatever they charge kids from the local area to come play the PlayStation in their crib for like a couple of hours. Everyone's hustling out there. They say it's communist, but they're hustlers. They're obsessed with money. So they're like, it is how it is. People just got to hustle and survive, basically, out there.
What I'm trying to understand, just, staying on Cuba.
Yeah.
How are people living on $20 a month? Like, what, is the government giving them free food? Is it free electricity?
They have their family home that they've had forever, so not paying a mortgage or rent, okay?
Right.
You know what I mean? If you go to the countryside to Havana, then that's where you're going to have to be paying rent or whatever. You might have a family member, they might put you in a spare room or a bed or whatever. People have their family home for generations, so they're not paying rent or mortgage. That's the first. Electricity, water is just bare cheap, if anything, out there, subsidized. So your bills aren't that much. You're getting a bit of food each month. If you do have to buy food, it's rice. A lot of them have family abroad in Florida or places like that, so some will send money abroad. Okay. They're hustlers in the black market. So you'll have your job, maybe, where you're earning your $20, $25 a month, okay? And they like their money is, they're not, so just spend money on clothes. Like the young people are just obsessed. They're like Latin America, the young people are kind of posers. Like they don't have the money to do it, but they'll just spend use money for like eating and stuff. You know what I mean? The older ones are more responsible, but again, they're living off their parents and stuff like this, or they got a little business or whatever. So selling ice cream or PlayStation, pigs. But teachers stopped being a teacher to be like like a uni driver. You know, the guys that ride the bikes and you could go in the back of the bike and you get to travel up and down, or, you know, they do that kind of stuff. Yeah. And you got good, like the richest guy in the town had 3 cars, basically. So he was rich and he would rent the cars out. And even for me, petrol's quite expensive there. So I was paying like 50 to get to the airport. I paid like $50. It's probably rinsing me, but it's, you know what I mean? That cheapest will probably be $35, $40 anyway. So $50. So he's making money on that. He'll pay the driver some money or whatever, pays for the gas. You know what I mean? So yeah, like, it's mad how people survive out there, but they do. They do. Like, they'll drink their rum, their cheap rum. It's nuts. And the mad, it's a communist society, like, it's a police state, basically, so they're petrified of the police. It's one of the safest countries you can go to, because people ain't going to really be robbing you on the street. They might rob in secret, because the dad always had, like, a machine under his bed or something. Like, if someone tried to put bars on the windows, you've been lying around, you see all the bars on the windows. So people can't, I think there's robberies, but it's kind of like that kind of robberies at nighttime, that type of thing. But yeah, no one ever tried to rob me ever there. No one will ever try and rob you, ever. Yeah, they might try and con you, talk you into giving them money somehow, or this or that, but not like a straight out robbery. No.
So would you say Cuba's safe?
Yeah. 100%. I think even now it would be safe for tourists still. Yeah. I haven't been there for a few years, but I don't think it's changed that much. Like, the people are petrified. Because we'd have to tell the local government that I was staying there, because it was illegal for me to be staying with a family, even though I was married to her and stuff. I married her after 2 years, basically. And even though I'm there, and with the fact that, like, I should be staying in an official, like, kind of what's it called, apartment, basically. It's like families, but they're paying taxes to the government, and it's all registered, and you put your name in and everything. You pay your money, and then that part of that money is taxed and gets given to the government. So it's illegal. And I was just lie to the police. Don't say I'm there or whatever. But they were petrified. The family was just petrified. They know they don't lie to police. Where we just lie at our face. We're not in a corporate, like, it's not perjury to lie to the police, is it, where we're from? So we just lie. Well, why would you tell them the truth? You know what I mean? For about anything. So, yeah, no, it's another game. It's another...
Hold on a minute.
Go on.
So, because before I went to Dominican Republic, I was going to go Cuba. So you're telling me that in Cuba, you have to stay with a family. You can't stay in a hotel.
You can't. No, the hotels are hotels are obviously part of that system as well. So all hotels, official places, hotel. But I don't really like to stay in the hotels. I like to, one, budget wise, and two, you're with the people more, so you're giving money directly to the people. If you're staying with the locals, it's like a bed and breakfast, but it's an official thing. You can't just be like, you can't have a black. People do it, but they're breaking the law. I mean, like a.
So if I've got a girlfriend in Cuba, if I've got a girlfriend in Cuba and I want to stay, just say she lives with her parents and I want to stay with the parents and give them a little board, that's illegal.
They're breaking the law. It's a communist police state, bro. So it's not like any other country you would have gone to. It's not as bad as North Korea, but it ain't like Dominican or Colombia or any of them, Brazil now.
Wow.
It's communist. It's everything is the police. The government is trying to make money from every way possible. They want no tourists staying there. They want the tourists staying where they're making money off that tourist every night. They want tourists staying off the books. Nah, they want to make money off you, bro. That's the whole point why they want tourists there. So yeah. That's how it is out there.
I've got a girlfriend and then she says, "Oh, come to my house, come and stay." I live with my parents. I've got my own room. If the police catch me there, they can get persecuted.
You'll be all right. You might get a fine, but they'll be in bigger trouble. They'll be in big trouble still.
Wow.
They'll be in big trouble.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said you got married to a Cuban?
Yeah. At the end of the day, Britain, like, I wanted her to come to England. You fall in love and whatnot. To come to England and stuff and see how it goes, that type of thing. But we don't like Cubans because Cubans are so poor. the chances of a Cuban ever going back when they should is very slim, really. That's the way the British government looks at it. So there's so many loopholes you got to do. You got to get married first. She's then got to pass an English test, like to have a level of English. She failed that the first time, so I had to pay for a teacher. I was teaching her as well, but she needed like classroom kind of teaching as well. Even the phone calls to Cuba are like 50, 60 quid a month and stuff. It's crazy, bro, the phone calls to Cuba at the time. Yeah, because it's not like the other countries you get them cheap cards. It wasn't like that. It was mad still. It was mad. Cuba was probably one of the worst countries I could have chosen, like in that respect.
Wow.
So it was hard
there
was
no WhatsApp at the time. There was no WhatsApp at the time.
She didn't even have, I got her a phone. She didn't even have a phone. People don't really have phones there, but I got her a phone. How do we communicate? On the Facebook, I think. But yeah, she didn't even have internet. You'd have to go to a place and like a kind of Wi-Fi park, or someone would have like internet and they would hotspot people and things like that. And you'd be paying them for a bit of internet for every half an hour or whatever. Yeah, bro. It's mad. It might be different now. This was a few years ago. We broke up around end of 2019. Yeah, because it was all the pandemic. So 2019. So we were together for about 6.5 years in total from there. So I'm talking about 14, 15, 16, them kind of times when I was going out there a lot. Yeah, we had 100 people at our wedding. About 6 of my family came over. So it was a big, my family had a great time. They loved Cuba as well, meeting the two families coming together. It was a great wedding, great day. And yeah, it was a good times back then anyway, good times back then. But she never stepped foot in England, so it kind of just fizzled out. And I'm in a long distance relationship. I wasn't really getting anything out of the relationship, really. I'm working and grinding back in life, like supporting her and her family or whatever. Like, so her family crib got bigger and nicer during the years I was with her, you know what I mean? So, but it's fine, they were good people, so I'm happy I helped them still.
It's just that the long distance just killed it.
So I don't recommend that to anyone. If you fall in love or whatever with someone, but you kind of got to decide if she's going to come out to you or if you're going to go to there. I don't suggest doing it for too long. But I didn't realise it would be that long. It just got dragged out because of the British government. I had to even prove I earned a certain wage, so I was kind of like doing stuff on the side to try and show like fake incomes and here and there and stuff like this to show I've got a certain income. Yeah, it's mad still. I just laugh. Well, getting married, that's just the first thing. Oh, another English test, and now you got to prove your income and all this. Start to get an accountant and stuff like this. Yeah, all money. She never even came. So I was like, okay, what the hell? I was like, I was doing my job for a while, and I was like, the thing is about London, yeah, it's a great city, one of the world's great cities. The whole world goes to London, yeah. So you're living there, everyone comes to it. Maybe this is the place to be. But for us, it's home. It's nothing special. London's special for people not from London, especially other parts of Britain. Foreigners, I think, go there for work, or they're from another country that ain't that great, and they go London. It's like amazing. It's like wow. And most of the other British towns and that are dead compared to London. It's boring ass white Brit towns. So they go London, it's like, wow, the multicultural, the different, you know what I mean, things that are going on, some mad random people that are there, and there's always something happening, places to go, people to see, you know what I mean? But to us, it's home, it's normal. And mine is kind of grimy, so it's not like I'm around the best friendliest people on road all the time. I didn't have any problems, but, you know what I mean? People step into you, or there's cracking. You know it's like, so it's not that. It is what it is. I always had and loved going abroad, so I was like, man, let me do what skills do I have? Well, I'm a native English speaker. Let me get online, do an English course, TEFL. It's called Teaching English as a Foreign Language. Okay, if you've got that qualification, yeah, you can get it for about 50 quid and do an online course. Yeah, 120 hours or whatever. So that's what I did. I was doing my deliveries. Is
it an ESOL? Is it an ESOL qualification?
Kinda. There's a lot of different companies out there. Yeah, TEFL. So Google it, and then you'll find, for anyone who wants to do it, you can Google it and get the reviews and see which ones. I'll send you the details of the company I use and the one I went to and that. But people just want to see that you passed, that you've got, like, there's different hours, 60 hours, 100 hours. I did 120 hours. The more hours you do, the better. Okay. There's even ones more expensive that kind of you get in-class training and teaching and stuff like that. Yeah, I did that because I was like, if I got that abroad, I can try and, you've got another string to your bow, you can try and teach out there in these countries, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So you went, so basically your marriage went down the pan. You were still working in England, and you decided that, you know what, I'm going to do a teaching course. I'm presuming you were going to do this teaching course because you wanted to continue traveling. Am I right in thinking that?
Because I was like, well, I'm going to live abroad. I need like a skill that will pay me money. And as a native English speaker, we've got that against all of the world. Basically, we've got that advantage. So people want native English people. Us, Americans, Canadians, Aussies, them kind of people still. So I was like, okay, get that done. That was around 2019. I started that, and I love Thailand, but Thailand is one. It's my favorite country, and I was like, if I go there, I'll never leave. Let me see a bit more of the world. Thailand is a bit tricky to stay long term as well. So someone met an American friend I met in Thailand, which in Colombia years ago, years. So I was like, I can go to Colombia and see what it's like. So I went around February 2020, just before the pandemic, which was God blessed me on that. Because if I'd left it any later, I wouldn't have been able to go, and it could have really changed things. So I went there. I was a bit down from the relationship going in, not being good, but then went to Colombia for a month. Had a great time. But the Colombians I met out there, because I'm out there by myself, don't even talk that good of Spanish really. Been going to Cuba and I learned some basics, but I wasn't too much because I was trying to teach my wife English. You know what I mean? Right. So my Spanish wasn't great, but the Colombians I met, you're crazy. You don't even know anyone here. You're going from here, there, everywhere. I rocked up in Bogota. I booked an Airbnb. It said center of the town. And I came out at night, I'm walking around, and it was like, oh my God, this is like crackhead central. It was ghetto. It was ghetto still. And I'm middle of Bogota, like some ends that's okay, it's grimy. I was like, don't speak. Lucky I kind of looked Latin, and everyone just thought I was another Colombian. It was cold, and I had jeans on, so I was dressed like them as well, which is lucky as well. I tried to go on some dates. I met on chicks on like Tinder and whatnot. The chicks wouldn't even come. These are Colombian girls from Bogota, wouldn't come to my area in the daytime. That was where I was. For a few days, I was fine. But the thing is, in Bogota, it is freezing. At nighttime, it's crazy cold. It was like 4 degrees, February, 4 degrees at nighttime. No heating, bro. No heating at nighttime. This is too. I'm colder here than I'm putting in England, because in England, we've got heating. So I was there freezing. I was like, nah, let me get to Cali. I looked at Cali's a hot place, part of Colombia. So I jumped on a flight. You can get cheap flights out there, $40 out there, whatever. Wow. So I jumped off Cali. It's like, okay, spent a few days in Cali, nice weather. Then I was like, okay, where else is there to go in Colombia? Medellin. All right, I kind of met a girl online. I think I was on the site Colombian Cupid, one of those sites. So I'd met a few girls online, had a few video chats with them in England before I got out there. So I had a few connections out there, which was good. You need that out there as well. You need to, at least you got some places to go, people to meet, and nowhere to like. Every time I got on a plane or a bus, end up chatting, sitting next to a Colombian person. I made a friend for life. I'm still friends with some of them now, like from that time. Yeah. Because Colombians, they appreciate that you're in their country more. Certain countries are not bothered, you know what I mean? They ain't bothered that you're there. But Colombians, they've not bothered with the troubles of the cartels. Tourism isn't that high out there, so they kind of like appreciate when you're out there. And if I'm on a plane luckily they spoke English. These are kind of a bit more middle class, educated guys, so they can speak English. And they were like, "Oh, this guy's all right. Yeah, let's party with him." But basically, so I partied with some guys. Yeah, great friends, great friends.
So what made you leave Colombia? What made you leave?
I was only there for a month. I was there because I've never been. I was like, let me go for a month.
Yeah.
See if I like it. Go back to England, work 3 months, 4 months, stack, and then go and move out there and whatnot. Yeah, because it's very cheap out there. So that was the plan. Got back though, and the pandemic killed everything. Remember that 2020, March 2020, basically everything. The whole world.
2020. Well, I think it was 2021. The pandemic.
No. Pandemic started. I've got all my dates. It was March 2020 it started, and it rolled over into 2021.
You're actually right. You are actually right. It was March 2020. No, you're actually right. I do. That was the first wave. I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So the whole world got locked down, unfortunately. But Colombia was fine. I did Medellin for a few days. I stayed in another small kind of town, the suburb of Medellin called Sabaneta. Had some good times there. And then I went to, where is it, Cartagena. That's a nice spot up there as well. But it's hustler central, ain't gonna lie. So they could spot me a mile away, the hustlers up there. Yeah, they just was like, because I like to party and whatnot. And, you know what I mean, you end up, if you're alone up there, they'll just see you a mile off. A lot of them speak English. So I got into a few incidents up there, but nothing too serious. I knew I could control the situation more or less, but again, Cartagena, I would say you got to be careful up there if you're on your own, especially. Try and go with a friend up there if you're ever up there. The great time though is Barranquilla for carnival time. So it's February in the
I heard about that.
Carnival. Yeah, carnival time in Barranquilla, man. I had amazing experiences up there. Yeah, great times up there.
Nice.
Some cool people.